What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Big game coming up this weekend. Rugby World Cup has finally arrived and the excitement is kicking in as all the teams face off to play this weekend in what should be a very interesting weekend of amazing rugby. Now this is going to be an important game for both Ireland and Scotland, because either team could head their pool and go to the quarterfinals in what could be either a good game or easy-ish game or a tough game. But for both these teams, it's going to be not easy to get to that final stage, but they both have the quality and caliber of players in order to surprise and conquer in the Rugby World Cup. Both teams wanting to make history to get past the quarterfinal, especially Ireland is going to be wanting to prove a lot of critics wrong, saying they're not going to get past the quarterfinal stage. They're going to want to prove. If they top the log, they could face either South Africa or New Zealand in what would be an absolutely amazing semi-final. Scotland will go on in what also could be an SA-New Zealand game, which, again, isn't tough. But Scotland and Ireland have both beaten South Africa, so that will be their motivation going forward. Ireland have beaten the All Blacks, therefore they're going to be motivated going forward. So there's a lot for these two teams to play at, and obviously one's going to be wanting to play the other. So for Scotland and Ireland, they're definitely going to want to play South Africa, probably opposed to the All Blacks, whereas Joe Schmidt has actually said he would rather play the All Blacks at this stage. So it's going to be a very interesting conundrum going about this game, and both teams really are going to want to hit the ground running in their opener, and it's a big opener. I mean, there are three massive openers this weekend, in my opinion. It's France, Argentina, South Africa, New Zealand, and Scotland versus Ireland, because it's pretty much decides the fate of where the group stage is going to go. Now, obviously, Ireland and Scotland are in Pool A, so they're going to have a lot of competition within. Why I say that is because they got the home nation of Japan, and that is going to be an all-important game, because people know what Japan did to the Springboks in 2015, and that's going to definitely be on the minds of Ireland and Scotland, as Japan can cause an upset. They've got home advantage, they know the conditions, and that's going to be all important going into this rugby tournament. So they need to do their research, their homework, as they approach this game. Now, I've got a soft spot for both these teams. Ireland, my late grandfather was born in Ireland, my dad was born in Scotland, so I love these nations very dearly, and I'm excited to see them battle it out. So as for what we're going to witness this weekend, obviously the weather is going to be a big deciding factor as to whether or not we're going to see running rugby or kicking rugby. And one thing's for sure, Finn Russell with the boot on form, he's brilliant. Johnny Sexton on the boot on form, he's brilliant. So both these teams are prepared to have a great kicker to assist them to go forward. And not just Finn Russell, you've got Greg Laidlaw, who's a good backup. And I mean, his experience in Rugby World Cup is brilliant going into this Rugby World Cup. And I think it's going to be such an exciting battle to witness. You got Laidlaw and you got Finn Russell versus Conor Murray and Johnny Sexton. You got two fantastic partnerships going at it against each other in what should be one hell of an awesome Rugby World Cup contest. Now, both these teams are going to be wanting to surprise one another. Both these teams are going to be wanting to end their log victorious. A lot will be predicting Ireland to go through on top, Scotland second. But one thing's for sure, you can never count out the Scots. My brother-in-law, also a Scotsman, he has predicted Ireland to go quite far in Scotland to go quite far in the Rugby World Cup. And that can definitely happen with the caliber and quality of squad. Townsend's a solid coach, so he will know what it's meant for Scotland. He will know the pressures, he will know their falls that they've had, but he'll also know the strengths that they're going to bring into this tournament, and that is going to be the important factor for Scotland going forward. Joe Schmidt with Ireland, he will know 2018 was the greatest year for Irish rugby, so he's going to want to bring that momentum back. They started off poorly in the Six Nations, ending it wasn't the greatest time. Then the warm-ups came, started off a bit interesting with Italy. Then they got the two wins against Wales, which is extremely important because that helped them get to that all-important spot of being number one. And I mean, that is a big accomplishment for Ireland. It's another first. They beat All Blacks, they beat Australia in Australia, the Grand Slam Six Nations. Obviously, that's not a first, but they did it last year, and then they became number one in the world. So when we see the Rugby World Cup, they are the top at this stage. So this game's got a lot on for us this weekend, and the battles that we're going to see are going to be immense. I'm excited to see how this game is going to plan out. If we look at some of the stats, the last recent games, obviously Ireland have recently played Wales on 2 occasions where they beat Wales. They also played England. They lost to England 57-15. We won't forget that game because it was quite a drumming, a record-breaking score for England. They beat Italy 29-10, and then they lost to Wales in the final Six Nations game, which made Wales Grand Slam Six Nations champions 25-7. If we look at the Scots, they beat Georgia. They beat Georgia twice, convincingly. They also beat France. Then they lost to France. Then they also drew to England 38-38. So very interesting results that we have seen. Both teams going to be wanting to battle it out and really show who's boss. Last 5 meetings, Ireland beat Scotland this year, 22-13. Last year, in the year of Irish rugby, which was really strong, Ireland beat Scotland 28-8. Then in 2017, Scotland beat Ireland 27-22. 2016, Ireland won, and 2015, Ireland won. So Scotland have had that all-important victory, and that's going to be the motivation and confidence that they need to bring into this big game. They want to be top of the log. They're going to have to play a full-on 80 minutes game. If Ireland want to win, they also need to be aware of what Scotland have achieved in the past year or two, where they've really developed and grown into themselves and have produced players like Finn Russell, Stuart Hogg, who are quality within. I mean, Stuart Hogg's one of the top fullbacks in world rugby. But that, having said that, Johnny Sexton, World Rugby Player of the Year. So a lot to look forward to this weekend, and it's going to be one hell of a physical battle. Going into predictions, I think Scotland are going to come out all hell's blazing, going strong at Ireland in this big game, which should be absolutely intense. But I think Scotland could tire out. The heat could get to them, or it could be just too damn damp, and therefore Ireland picking up a victory in the last 15 minutes. For this Rugby World Cup, for me, the last 15 minutes are going to be the key as to what could win or lose a game. And therefore, I am predicting Ireland to win this game by, I'd say, 10 or less points. I won't be sad if Scotland win. I mean, if they win, it will be great for them. It will be great to meet them in a semi-final. So I'm excited. So it should be awesome rugby. But I think Ireland just have that extra edge and boost in confidence to give them the victory that they need going into this big game. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Who do you think is going to win, Ireland or Scotland? It's going to be one hell of a game to remember, and I'm excited to see what happens. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you real soon for another video. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.